Okay, part 4. Let's get right to it where we left off. I just finished up oxygen sensors, so we'll start here with PTO, power takeoff. And this is probably just going to be an on or off, and power takeoff is like, you know, when you have something else using your engine kind of as that power source. One thing I can think of is like maybe a fire truck with a water pump or something. Okay, next is runtime, and this is in seconds, and as you can see, I just restarted my car, and my runtime is 179 seconds. So just kind of how long the engine's been running since you started it. Next is MIL. Well, this says ML dist mile, but it's your malfunction indicator light. So this is would be probably another meter's MIL distance miles, and the distance traveled with that malfunction indicator lamp on. Okay, next up top on the screen we have the fuel rail pressure. There's actually a couple of them on here. I think there's like 3 PIDs for fuel rail pressure parameter IDs, and I'm not sure which ones these two are, but they are NA for this vehicle. And then I have the EQ rat stuff you see, equivalence ratio, and that was discussed in the oxygen sensor past video. Okay, I think this is a typo on this one here. The meter says EQR, and I think what they mean is EGR PTC, so the EGR percentage, which is the commanded EGR. Now, this will probably be a reading, you know, between 0 and 100, and in some cases it might just be 0 or 100, depending if, you know, they're using like an on-off type solenoid or something, or it could be something in between. And I kind of, yeah, this meter has a few typos, so I wish we could see the PID on these so we could verify exactly what it is, but most meters kind of don't show you. They kind of do that in the background when they're reaching out to get this information from the system. Okay, next up is EGR error, not EQR error as it shows here. I'm pretty sure this is going to be EGR error, and EGR error is kind of displayed as a percentage, and this is kind of based off of a formula of your, you know, the actual EGR compared to the commanded EGR. So it's probably going to be in like a range, you know, it'll be like a negative percentage if it's less than the commanded, and, you know, a positive percentage if you're getting more than the commanded amount. So that is EGR error, and I plan to go over the EGR and the evap system more in depth on another separate video, and then we can kind of go through like maybe some troubleshooting of, you know, looking at actual values when there's a problem and that sort of thing. So so yeah, if you're interested in that, go ahead and be great if you subscribed, and I hope to have those out soon. Just wait to see how long it's going to take me to make some of those troubleshooting videos, to just go over some of these actual use cases of using these and seeing how they change when you're actually having failures. Okay, up next we have Evap Percentage, and this is the commanded evaporated purge, and this is going to be also like one of these, you know, 0% is going to be no flow, 100% would be the max flow, and you may have just you know, 0 or 100 if you're using like, you know, an on-off solenoid or something. And if the system's using like something linear, like, or a stepper motor or something, you might have percentages in between there. Okay, up next we have FLI, and that is the fuel level input, and this is another one in percentage, and 0 would be you know, no fuel, and 100% would be the max fuel. This sensor is not showing up in this car, as you can see, because of the NA. Okay, next we have warm-ups, and this is basically the number of warm-ups since the trouble codes have cleared. So the max value on this one's going to be 255. Min value is 0, so you get, like, you know, every time your vehicle does that, you know, warm-up procedure where it kind of takes into account, like, you know, your coolant had to get to a certain temperature, your engine coolant temperature, and there's a few things different. I think manufacturers might be slightly different on that, but basically the pretty self-explanatory, just a number of warm-ups. Okay, next up is clear distance, and this is the distance since your diagnostic trouble codes have been cleared. Mine's in miles, and this also has a maximum value, so you might not see it go beyond like 65,500, I think it is, or somewhere right in that ballpark. Okay, this is the Evap Vp, and basically this is your evap system vapor pressure, and I plan to go over the evap system more in a future video, but basically if this one's being used, this is probably a pressure sensor located someplace on your system, like maybe your tank or evap system somewhere inline. Okay, last on this page is the Baro, and this is basically the barometric pressure, and you can kind of Google your area and kind of see what the reading should be close to for the area you're in, whether you're at sea level or really high and that sort of thing. Okay, equivalence ratios, we already went over that in the previous video. We'll go to the next page. Now, the cat temp 1.1 and cat temp 1.2, cat temp bank 1 sensor 1, cat temp bank 1 sensor 2. They're kind of self-explanatory. These are the temperatures of those catalytic converters, and these can be in Celsius or Fahrenheit, and I have mine set to Fahrenheit. Okay, V power. This is going to be the voltage at the control module. So basically your control module voltage, and you can see this is at 13.7. Okay, next up we have load ABS, which is the absolute load value, and this kind of resembles like the calculated load value we saw before, which was load percentage, but this one has a different formula they use. So basically this one uses like I think it uses the intake stroke and also air mass and stuff like that. I think it might even use your engine size, but so that one's close. Okay, next up we have TPR, and this is your relative throttle position, so I think kind of like your learned throttle position. Okay, while we're on throttle position, I'm going to skip down here to TPB, and this is absolute throttle position B. And you may also have, you can have multiple throttle position sensors, so you may have C as well. Okay, then up here is AAT. I have my meter set up for Fahrenheit, and this is ambient air temperature. Okay, on this next screen, there's that throttle position C I mentioned. I don't have that sensor on here, but then we have the next ones. Okay, next up is the accelerator pedal position. So these, you can see there's, I just highlighted all of them here, the D, E, and F. You can have multiple pedal position sensors. Generally, it seems like, that first one, you can see the D, that next one, E, is double the value, and that seems to be kind of a typical thing that you may see. But anyways, it doesn't look like I have an F on this car, so on to the next one, which is TAC PCT, and this is for the commanded throttle actuator control, and basically this one's going to read 0% for closed throttle and 100% for wide open throttle. Okay, here we have MIL time, and basically this is just the time the engine runs with that malfunction indicator lamp activated. So it's kind of cool. You can kind of see, if there was a time here that maybe this is a car that's been driven for quite a while with that malfunction indicator light on. Okay, then on this last screen for this one we have CLR time, and this is just the time since the diagnostic trouble code's cleared. And I think that I probably am at that peak anyways on that one. So, because, like 1,092 hours is like 65,500 and something minutes. So, I think that's probably the maximum value. And that is the last page of these this live data for this meter. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll go ahead and I'm gonna try to get some videos for using this data and looking at real issues and kind of troubleshooting it, kind of just on the data itself to see what's going on. So again, thanks for watching. If you're interested, that'd be awesome to have some subscribes, and then you can see the videos as they come out. And if you like it, go ahead and throw in a like. That's awesome. If you don't like it, throw in a dislike. And if you know any ways I can improve it, I'll try to improve the channel. But thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.